What's going on, piggies? Well, y'all look plumb famished. These pigs ain't never met a sound that didn't equate to feeding time. I just ran and picked up some vegetables, so let me get these dumped for these turds, and then I'll get everybody fed. And I want to work on some hot wire down here, but I won't show you that since I do a lot of hot wire around here. All right, I'll get back to you here shortly. I made an absolute mess of myself down there getting that fence done. I'll walk down and show you what I did. Just kind of shrunk down the boar paddock a little bit. Osage fruits are going to start coming in, and then, you know, here in another month and a half or so, they'll start hitting the ground. So the boys will still have access to all those Osage fruits down there that are going to fall. But I got some cleanup I want to do around my septic drain field because the thistles over there are out of control, and it's just too hard to run the mower through there. I left enough space to do it, but it's on a little slope, and it's just, you'll slide right down, right off into the hot wire and break the fence, and then we're just out here fixing fence. Y'all know how much I love to do that. So anyway, I'll take you down there in a minute once I get done with these weirdos. They're dumping everything now. So anyway, it is gorgeous out here right now, and I'm glad I did that work this morning, because come another hour or two and it would have been a miserable experience, worse than what it already was. Yeah, we're really trying to be judicious with our water usage here, because it is it's dry. Jillian mowed the yard for me the other day, and man, she was covered in dirt by the time she was done. And I mean, the grass looks pretty humble. Oh, stepped in a hole and spilled my coffee. It's colder than a wedge anyway. I did not expect me to take so long to get that set up. So I'm gonna start training these piglets to some hot wire. As you see, I started getting it laid out here. I'm gonna work on this here in a bit. So I'm gonna give them this little bit. Let them start eating that down. There's some clover in there. They're at the fence there right now. They're really wanting to graze. And then as they eat this down, we'll slide it across, and eventually we'll give them a bigger space. And once they're big enough and trained to the hot wire, they'll go out in general population with the rest of the pigs. All right, clean that up. So yeah, this is kind of where we bring the boys in and out. So I had it running down, and these goldenrods were taking it over, but this grass down through here had completely grown over the wire. And right through here was probably one of the worst spots up on this hill. But I run my push mower through here and got it cleaned up. Now the wire originally ran further down, kind of like along the septic, but I want to be able to get up in here. I got a bunch of dead limbs and stuff in here I need to clean out, but if I could mow through here, it would be a nice to have. Again, these sumacs, man, this one's dead. It needs to come down. It'll end up in my septic drain field, which, again, I guess not a big deal. Just one more thing, but you know, where are these boys going to stay for winter? Is it going to be in this paddock? If it is, I'm probably going to shrink it up, because everything's going to die. You know, they just won't need the room that they need. Or I could move the wire up on this level part, I say level, this flatter part, and then, you know, the trees are going to fall downhill here. And I've already removed a couple of them in the past. I got this leaning Osage here that needs to come down. But yeah, I come through and just kind of mowed along the fence, cleaned it up a little bit. I'm gonna bring my zero turn down here shortly and mow this little field that I just cleaned out. So originally the wire went down this line and across. You can see, well, you might be able to tell where it hasn't been mowed, where the weeds are poking up, and then down this edge right here over to the other corner there. Well, I just kind of cut this off because I want to mow this little side here. See, these sumacs are coming in, and I got a mess of thistles right through there that I just want to get knocked down, and then, you know, mow this and have it look halfway decent. And I'll pull those posts over there. I can reuse those. But then I come in and just went down this line, and yeah, this was pretty high too. So, but once again, you know, the fence was keeping the pigs where they needed to be. You can see where the line was. I kind of moved some posts around, you know, and I'm not worried about knocking this down to look like a golf course. It just gets the grass knocked back, and it's not completely draped over the wire. And there were some limbs down back here out of this walnut tree that had it pushed down. But for the most part, you know, it was still pumping out the angry pixies, and the pigs were where they needed to be. So I really can't complain about the performance of that Energizer. The dahlias are starting to come in, looking good. I shouldn't say starting to, they've been coming in. Now she's had some success, some not so much. The dahlias on this side were all grown from seed, which I think has been pretty impressive. Tubers up on the top end there. But we have some poor soil here. So if we're gonna keep doing dahlias, we're definitely gonna have to do some soil amendments this winter to get ready for next spring. We're trying to decide right now, do we pull tubers and try to overwinter them, or do we just try to overwinter in the ground? Any of you folks out there that do dahlias in Virginia, man, why don't y'all let us know what y'all do? Because we're learning. Is that right, Draco? Now they do not know the hot wire, but I ran an extra one. So this will be a hard few minutes for them. Normally they'll get shocked pretty quick and they run back to their safe space there. That's a good looking pig coming out of there. He's still an intact boar too. Freya's protecting us. I'm not sure we're expecting any deliveries today. Found him a leaf to munch on. What do you think there?
Do I think of what?
Having fun with piggies?
Yeah.
And he is a little lover boy, ain't he?
Well, between him, leopard went over. I think that's leopard.
No, that's this leopard right here, right, with the spots?
No, it's a boy.
Oh.
And Janice, and then this little one with the nub. This really goose posed for me. Aww. This little one's a cutie. He's really goose.
Oh.
He posed.
All right.
The little nub one is really cute. Ooh,
I've been calling her Stubby. So interesting, this guy's touching the fence, but he hasn't got the... There we go. He must have sampled it last time because he's been a little hesitant. Is that her right there?
That's leopard out there. That's Smudge. Yeah, that's Smudge with his front leg. I'm so confused. Those are two boys. Leopard's over here. That's Smudge and right here.
So the key is don't let them get the wire behind their ears, because as soon as they get shocked behind their ears, they're going forward.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, run back to a safe space. He must have got a pretty good zap that time. What's going on, everybody? Well, it is Sunday, August 27th. And it's a day I've been dreading, but I knew it was going to happen. And today's the day my daughter Jillian left to go back to college. So bad for me, good for her. You know, it's one of those things all us parents get to go through, I guess, whether it's getting off on their own one way, shape, or form. It doesn't necessarily have to be college. But Jillian, have a great semester, and we'll miss you around here. Means I'm gonna have to do my own grass mowing. Means I'm gonna fix the pig wallow. I don't know if I'll show you that. Y'all can only probably stand so much of me digging holes and fixing hot wire and all that stuff. But we've moved some pigs along lately. We were supposed to, I think, move 4 more yesterday. They got pushed out a couple weeks. County fair is starting here in Shenandoah County, so livestock trailers and everything else have been tied up, which is no big deal. Pigs aren't going anywhere, but I think we're back down in the 30s now. You know, I think we peaked out earlier this year at 50 pigs. Pretty sure that was earlier this year, and we're back down into the mid 30s now, so not too bad. But everybody's squealing at me wanting their groceries, and of course the gang's here to meet me. All right, we got the tractor warming up there. Let's go over here and show you what we're looking to do. So initially this wallow was like this big right here. So we opened it up some, and then we opened it up some more. And I told y'all that they would end up knocking through that, and they did, so it drained all the water out. So I'm gonna come in and see if I can't dig this out a little bit more. Maybe get in here and knock some of this down and put a wall back in there and see how long it takes them to knock through it. Of course, they've dumped all their water this morning, because that's what they do. But anyway, shouldn't take me long. I'm not going to film it. I'll just show you what damage I've done when it's all over. I'm going to get my bucket put on here. Little Astrid's out running around this morning. Freya's guarding us like the great protector she is. These dogs crack me up. I got a story about Freya. I'll try to tell it after I get done with the tractor here. I'll tell you a story about Freya, our fearless livestock guardian. So me and Amanda and Clara, I can't remember if Jillian was with us. I don't think so. Are back up here and we're burning some trash in the burn bin. This has been a little bit now. And Freya is out, kind of like she is right now, up there laying, keeping us all safe and protected. And all of a sudden Clara goes, "Dad, there's a fox." I'm like, what is she looking at? What does she see? And I'll be damned, I turn around and there's a scrawny little red fox running from the barnyard. It didn't come out of the barn. Right down through here. And Freya, it wasn't the first time Freya had seen said fox. Because instead of being the livestock guardian she should have been and running over there and mauling it to pieces, she kind of gets a little pep in her step and wants to go play with this freaking fox. I was like, what's going on? So anyway, the fox doesn't really pay any attention to us. I didn't have any kind of firearm on me at the time. Now a mail truck, oh, you can stand by Freya. She's got it on lockdown with a mail truck. But you know, I have any kind of firearm, so we run the fox on off down the hill by the creek, and it went on. We haven't seen it since. But man, I couldn't believe it. I thought we were going to see Freya just go to work. Her instincts would kick in, and man, she was ready to play. I couldn't believe it. She looks good standing up there though, don't she? Zero value as a livestock guardian. Man, she sure is a sweet dog. And we love her. She's part of the family. So luckily, the only time she's out on the farm is when we're out here. I mean, she's never killed a chicken. She's never hurt a pig. The thing that bothers her with the pigs, especially the piglets, is they like to nip at her fur. And she doesn't like that at all. But she's always curious about the pigs. Never had a problem with her and the goats or the cows or anything like that. Now, she did live on the farm when she was younger, but she found out all the places she could start getting out. And we just really didn't want her roaming at that point. And we hadn't had her spayed yet, so. Anyway, that's my Freya story, our fearless livestock guardian. They're getting in here checking it out. Ridiculous dudes. I didn't get too crazy with it, but I took some off up here in the front, right there center screen, and kind of where that cream gilt is, off to the left there. Piled that back up and closed off the hole they had knocked in it. Now, we were supposed to get some rain, fingers crossed, the first couple days of this coming week. If so, they should get some decent water back in this. I mean, it was nice and full, but you can see where it washed out and run down the edge of the fence there. I'm just going to put a little water in the bottom here. Said we're still being pretty stingy with our water usage because we keep running out. Coming over to get them a drink. Is that right, Possum? They'll have all these waters dumped in short order. As soon as they all get dorking around over there with breakfast, they'll come over here. Is that right, Chip? Roots are off this walnut tree right here. All right, y'all gonna have to make do.